Hello, and welcome to the CINCILINGUA live class. My name is Connie, and in this Everyday Situations live class, we are going to talk about cleaning. I know that's everyone's favorite thing to do. Honestly, it's not mine. I really do it and do it well when I'm upset, when I'm mad or angry or sad. I take it out on my house by cleaning it really, really well. Okay, so to clean our house, we need cleaning supplies and cleaning tools. So we need a duster, as in top row, the first picture, there's a duster and she's dusting her mirror. When I clean my mirrors, I spray window cleaner on it and use a rag to wipe that off. And then I wipe around the mirror to get off any dust. You can use the duster. I just prefer the Windex cleaner and the rag. The second photo is a shop vac, and a shop vac is good for if you're remodeling and there's a lot of little particles of dust from wood in the floor. Um, it will even suction up water. So if you've had a little bit of a flood in your basement, it's really good to clean that up also. And then this picture, she's got a dish towel or he, and is drying the dishes. Um, I let my dishwasher dry my dishes. If I do have just a few dishes, I actually lay them on top of that dish towel and let them drip dry before I put them away. And then this photo is a tiny little dustpan with a tiny little brush. This would be good to use like if your children or grandchildren are over and they spill some dry cereal, cookie crumbs, cake crumbs. I actually don't have one of these, but I think I'm going to go out and get one. Down here in this corner, um, dishes are being washed by hand. So when you do that, not only do you need the sink and the water, but you definitely need some dish soap to help get rid of the grease and the oil and the food particles off the dishes. And she's wearing gloves. When I do dishes by hand, I don't wear rubber gloves. I probably should. In this photo, we've got the washing machine and the dryer. And this is where we get our clothes and our linens cleaned and dried. And here they've got wooden flooring. And after it's been swept with this broom and dustpan, all the dirt's up, then she's got her bucket and she's got some water in there with some cleaning solution. And this is a really nice mop here because it has a little lever on the handle and it will allow the user to pull it up, which will squeeze out all the extra water into the bucket so you don't have a lot of water left on your floors when you're done. And this again is a push broom and a dustpan. And this is just going to help you sweep up dog hair, dust, food particles, whatever may be on your floor, mud. I have children. Okay, and our last picture over here, these are rubber gloves. They're really good to use when you're in water because you're protecting your hands and you're not letting your hands get dried out. And also, it's really good when you're cleaning the bathroom because all those germs are not getting on your hands. But again, when I clean the bathroom, I don't wear gloves. I just wash my hands really good when I'm done. So, which cleaning supplies do you use? I do have a duster, as in that top photo on the left. I do have a shop vac. I have lots of dish towels. I do not have that little dustpan and brush. I do have dish soap. I have a washing machine and a dryer. I have a mop and a mop bucket, and I have the broom and the dustpan. I do not have rubber gloves, and I don't know why. Do you? Do you have rubber gloves? Yeah, I see. I've got to go get me some rubber gloves and a little dustpan and a brush. Do you have a schedule for cleaning? I used to when there was more of my children at home, but as they've left the nest, so to say, I really don't have a set day or time when I clean. It's if I need to clean, I will do it. And again, as I said earlier, if I'm upset, sad, or mad, that's when I do my best cleaning. What is your least favorite part of cleaning? What is your least favorite part of cleaning? The bathroom. My least favorite part of cleaning is the bathroom. Who cleans your house? Well, that would be me. Sometimes I can get a child to help. Usually it's me. Have you ever had a maid? No, I have not. That would be nice. But then knowing me, I would probably clean my house before the maid came to clean the house. So, what would the use be to have a maid? I would have already cleaned because I wouldn't want her to see my house a mess. How often do you clean? At least every other month. No, I'm kidding. Um, how often do I clean? At least once a week. But like I said, if I get upset, I'll do it more than once a week. Which room is the easiest to clean? In my house, it's the sitting room or the family room because usually it's just a couple of us in there, so it's a lot easier to clean than the rest of the house. Which room is the most difficult? The most difficult is for sure the bathrooms to me. That's what I think. And does your family help you clean? Sometimes, not all the time. They're really good at making messes, though. Again, we're going to continue with cleaning supplies and tools. The top left picture has our bucket with cleaning products. Looks like we've got some furniture polish in there and bathroom cleaner, dish soap, everything we need to clean our house. The next photo is my favorite appliance, the dishwasher. I love to just load up that dishwasher, turn it on, and let it clean my dishes. In the next photo, we have a scrub brush. She's scrubbing that tile in her bathroom, which is very important to do that. Bathrooms, water, steam, that will grow mold and mildew. And so if you put your cleaner on there, which you can see in that photo, she's put cleaner, or he has put cleaner on there, and now they are scrubbing that to keep that mold and bacteria from growing, which is good. Next photo is the window cleaner. You can use this on windows. You can use this on mirrors. You can use this sometimes on your stainless steel appliances. And you just wipe that off and you got your shiny surface. Down on the bottom left, there's a sponge. And again, this is being used to, looks like, clean a bathroom. I don't like sponges. I, I'm a germophobia, and so I'm afraid the sponges, even if you have one for the kitchen and one for the bathroom and so on, I'm just afraid they're gonna grow germs. I mean, I have a friend who washes hers in the dishwasher, and I guess that does get rid of it. I just I've never really liked the sponge. I like the dishcloth, which I guess is the same. It can grow germs. So why why don't I like the sponges? Maybe it's the texture. Maybe it's the feel of the sponge. Do you like the way the sponge feels? Honestly, I don't. So that's probably really the reason why I don't have any. Again, then we go to the vacuum cleaner. It kind of looks like a shop vac. Um, Mine does not look like a shop vac. And you can, if you have one that you can use on hard wood surfaces and on rugs at the same time, carpet, that's really useful. And then our next picture is the vacuum cleaners. Vacuum cleaners, vacuum cleaner bags. A lot of vacuum cleaners have a bag that you have to attach to it, and that is where all the dirt goes into when your vacuum suctions it up. My vacuum does not have bags. It has a little cylinder, and when that cylinder gets full, we take it out to the garbage can in the garage and we dump it out there. Just because I don't like it being dumped in the house because particles, dust get start floating through the air, and then I've just wasted cleaning, right? And then we have garbage bags. And then our last one is a squeegee. I do have a squeegee. I like it for use in the bathroom and on windows. Very good. So, what type of cleaning products do you use? Well, that's a lot, right? I use dish liquid, dishwasher liquid, laundry detergent, fabric softener sheets, bleach, toilet cleaner, bathroom cleaner, window cleaner, furniture polish. Yeah, that's a lot. So, do you prefer to wash dishes by hand or to use a dishwasher? As you all know, I like the dishwasher. How often do you clean your windows? Not very often. My windows really need cleaned right now. It's probably been 3 years since I've cleaned my windows. Yeah, they need done. Does your vacuum cleaner need vacuum bags? I already answered that one. Mine does not. It has that canister we have to empty. And do you put all your trash in a garbage bag or do you recycle? We put all of our trash in a trash bag. When we were living out in the city, we would recycle. But living out here in the country, for some reason, we don't have as much trash. So I just put it all in the garbage bag. And what will you clean next? The next thing I am going to clean will be my kitchen. And that's a daily job, isn't it? It's more cleaning supplies and tools. Top left is recycle bins. And see, they're labeled plastic, trash, and that green one possibly could be for aluminum. And you want to just make sure you rinse whatever you put in there, especially if you have it in your kitchen or your mud room or your utility room, because you don't want to attract ants, especially in your soda bottles and soda cans. And then we have a step ladder. And yes, I have a step ladder because I cannot reach my top shelf in my kitchen without a step ladder. And then we have the broom, and I have a couple of these in my house because I live in a tri-level. And then we have the carpet cleaner. Excuse me. And this is a carpet cleaner guy. Excuse me. He has his own little carpet cleaning machine. And we've never had someone come and clean our carpets. We've always done it ourselves. We own a carpet cleaner. We don't have any carpet left, just area rugs. We had laminate and wood flooring put down throughout the home. which helped a lot with my daughter. She has asthma and I have asthma, and that just really helped a lot getting rid of the carpet. Bottom left, we have a Swiffer, and I do have these. They make one with a longer handle, and it also folds in. And I really like to use that one for um, the tops of shelves, but I also use the small one for areas that are easier for me to reach. And the dust just stays right on there. It's amazing. And then we have the laundry detergent, which of course got my laundry detergent and my fabric softener sheets. So no electric static gets in the clothes and makes them clingy. Laundry basket. Oh my goodness. I have lots of laundry baskets and hampers. And then a pressure washer. I own a pressure washer and a rake. I have a few rakes. So what is your opinion of recycling? I think it's really good for the environment. So I think it's a really good thing to do. Do you have carpet in your home? As I already said, no, I do not. Um, it was a decision we came to because of two of us having really bad asthma, and it has become our asthma has been better without the carpet. So if you have a respiratory issue, I'd recommend getting rid of the carpet. If so, do you have your carpets professionally cleaned? When we had carpet, we did not. We cleaned them ourselves. How often do you dust? Once a week. And how often do you do laundry? At least once a week. And do you ever have your home pressure washed? Yes, I have the pressure washer, as I said. And one of the guys in the family will pressure wash the outside of my house and get all that algae and greenish stuff that tries to grow on it off. A rake? Yes, I do have a rake and rake up all the leaves and the twigs on the from the yard outside. And if we make sure we only do the leaves, the little kids just absolutely love jumping in that pile of leaves, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean the kitchen. So I'm excited that you're here with me to help me clean this kitchen. Picture number one, we're going to clean the oven. I'm going to say she's already done. She's on her last wipe because that oven looks really clean to me. So you're going to use your cleaner. And if you don't have a self-cleaning oven, you're going to spray the bottom and the top. You're going to take out those racks, wipe all the junk off the racks, and put them back in. Get all the crusty, burnt food out of the bottom of your oven, and then wipe your door inside and out. And then your oven will look as good as hers. And number two, we can wash the dishes. If you're washing them by hand, you need your dish soap and you need, of course, your water. And then you need a rinsing water. So you need water with soap, clear water, or running water, whichever is your preference. And then, like I said earlier, I lay them on a towel and I let them air dry. I don't dry them. Then there's the dishwasher, my favorite appliance, right? And so you load your dishwasher, per your manufacturer's directions. Sometimes they'll say just get off the big chunks of food. Other times they'll say rinse the plate, whatever the directions are for your particular dishwasher. And again, you want your make sure you put in your dishwasher uh, liquid or pods, whichever you prefer, and just set it and let it go. Because if you put the dry section on too, it's going to wash and dry. Amazing. And number four, she is cleaning the counters. Cleaning the counters and cleaning the table is the very most important. for your kitchen. It's the number one most important thing to do, especially from preparing meats on your counter. You've got that blood and juices from your raw meats, and you don't want to contaminate your vegetables, especially if you're going fixing them to eat raw, right? A carrot that you can dip in some dressing. You don't want that to get into the area where you fix that meat unless you've already cleaned that, because you don't want to, like I said, cross contaminate your food and have uh, your family get ill and end up with salmonella poisoning, right? So that's very important that you do that. And I also, like I said, I do my table, disinfect it and clean it as well. We're eating on it, and then I sometimes will prepare food on that as well. So make sure those are really clean. Number five, she's sweeping the floor. That's very important to do before you mop the floor. Otherwise, you're just making a big wet mess, because you've still got all that dust and food that's in the floor, and you're just pushing it around with your mop now, and it's wet, it's gooey, and it's yuck. Plus, you use a good disinfectant in your mop water, and so you've disinfected your floor also. That's a plus. And so it's good when you're using that mop that you have swept first. And of course, like I said, you're going to put a good solution, disinfectant solution in this bucket. And here's that little handy thing where she can just push it or pull it, whichever way this mop is made. And that's going to get rid of all that excess water so you don't have a big puddle in your kitchen. It takes all day to dry. Now we're going to clean the bathroom. My least favorite, right? You remember, I know you do, but it's also another important area that needs to be cleaned because we use it multiple times a day. Multiple people are using it multiple times a day. So, and we all have germs, and we don't want everybody else's germs. So it's very important that we clean this. So in picture number one is the bathtub. And again, water, people washing, people splashing. You need to use a good disinfecting uh, cleaner, spray it on, leave it on for a few minutes, squirt it down, rub it down, scrub it with a brush, make sure you don't have any of that bacteria and mold growing. So that's very important. Number two is our shower curtain. It's also very important that we clean these or change these regularly. I change mine out and wash it in my washer with my towels with some bleach. It works great. Um, but if not, I have also sprayed it with a mold and mildew cleaner, stepped inside the tub, spray the curtain rod, um, the shower curtain, and then I open the curtain up and just leave it sit and drip while I'm doing other things in the bathroom. And then I'll squirt that uh, shower curtain down with the hose, and it's clean. So either way works. Number three is the shower head, and these also need clean uh, because you need to clean the handle and the hose because everybody's touching them, right? But then also particles, hard water particles, can clog that shower head. So if you take a baggie and put in some vinegar and water, and then tie that to that shower head and let it soak, it will get rid of mineral deposits and prevent that from happening. And then we've got down on the left our mirror. And again, she's using that duster to dust it. But especially in the bathroom, I use the solution, the window solution, because the one I use is also got a disinfectant in it. So whatever gets up on that mirror is wiped off and it's disinfected. And number five, she is scrubbing her tile that looks like it's probably around the bathtub, right? With a good solution she's got sprayed on there and scrubbing that to get rid of any mold and mildew and prevent it from growing. Very important because mold and mildew are not good for us. It's not healthy. Number six, my least favorite thing in the world to clean, but one of the most important things that needs cleaned, right? So you put in your toilet bowl solution for cleaning. You've got your brush and you swish that around really good and rub the sides of that toilet, get up under that rim, and then take a disinfectant solution and either put it on your rag, put it in a spray bottle, which is really economical, and spray around the top of this part of the toilet. Rub, spray, rub, spray, rub. And then you've got the seat, and you're going to do the front and the back of that as well. Spray it and wipe it. And then you have your lid. So you're going to do the front and the back of that as well. And then the area behind where all that connects, you want to clean that really well. And then the outsides of the toilet, especially if you have little boys and sometimes men, you want to wipe those sides and wipe the floor around the toilet, and then you've got a really good disinfected toilet. And then our sink. That's another really important one to clean because everyone's washing their hands in there. So all their germs are getting down in there. And then you're brushing your teeth and everyone in your family is brushing your teeth, spitting. Um, and I've seen little ones drop toothpaste chunk in the sink and then before you can stop them, they take it out on their finger and put it in their mouth or they put it on their toothbrush. So it's really important that we use a really good disinfectant spray for that sink. And I tell you how I do it. So I go in and I spray my sink down. I put the toilet cleaner in the toilet. I just letting it sit in there. When I'm squirting the toilet cleaner in, I squirt it around the sides so it's dripping down. And then I spray my bathtub and I go back to my sink and I scrub it down. Go back to the toilet and I scrub it down like I had told you earlier how to do it. And then I go to the tub and I scrub it down. And then I sweep and mop. And my bathroom's done. Cleaning the living room. The living room and the sitting room, the family room are easiest, I think, to clean in the house. Uh, as in picture number one, we need to dust our furniture, especially if you have some respiratory issues like asthma. You need to get that out of there. You can use the Swifter, and it's really good for staying on there, the duster. Um, although, and I do use those. There are other times when I will use furniture polish. That again just lets the dust particles collect in the cloth that I'm using, and it also adds a shine to whatever furniture I've used it on. Dust the television. This is really good because it collects dust because of the static electricity. It's very important you turn it off so you're not actually putting more dust on there. And when I clean my television, I actually use window cleaner and I wipe it down really good on the front and then wipe the sides and the back with my damp cloth. Vacuum the carpet. And I told you earlier we don't have carpet, but we do have some area rugs. So I will vacuum those and then water any inside plants, which is really important because if we've got those inside plants and we don't take care of them, they're not going to live long and they're going to look uh, yucky, right? Cleaning the bedroom. First thing The first picture is making the bed. So she's straightened out her sheets and pillowcases and everything, and she's just smoothing out that bed. Number two is putting the clothing away. I just love that this is what the little girl is doing, is putting away her clothing. I think that's wonderful. Um, and of course, you got your clothes cleaned and washed and dried. And so now you need to put them up so they're not just laying there on the bed or the dresser. And of course, you've got to vacuum any carpet or area rugs that you have in your bedroom. And then if you have the hardwood or the laminated floor, you want to, after you've swept or vacuumed, you want to mop that room because you want to get whatever may have fallen off of that floor. And then if you have a mirror, you want to clean that. You don't have a mirror in my bedroom. And then water the plants. And I don't have plants in my bedroom. Doing the laundry. Okay, so your first thing is you want to strip your beds. You want to gather all your dirty bedding and all your clothing. And then you want to put all your dirty laundry in the laundry basket. Take it to your washer and dryer. And then you want to separate your colors and your whites. I put all my reds and purples and oranges together, all my blacks and blues together, and all my whites together. And that's how I wash them. You put that particular load into your washing machine. You add your laundry detergent. And after, like in picture 6, after the laundry has gone through the washing cycle, then we're going to put it in the dryer and use fabric softening sheets. And then when that's done, we're going to fold and put away our laundry. I love picture 8. I love how all that is folded. My cabinet does not look like that. It's folded, but it does not look that neat. To me, that's just beautiful. And I wish I knew who did it so they could come and do my house. Well, that's it for today. I had fun, didn't you? Thank you for attending this live class. Thank you for cleaning with me. I look forward to working with you in our next Everyday Situations live class. Have a very wonderful day.